Welcome to another exciting episode of this show, Gist HQ. In this endless scrolling and viral sensation, social media has become an omnipresent force, shaping the way we connect, communicate, and even perceive ourselves. But as we venture into this ever evolving landscape, we must ask ourselves what lies beneath the glossy filters and carefully curated feeds. Join me and my guests as we delve into the impact of social media on our society. To talk about this with me today, I have Ogenefego Ofili.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And I have Ebru Baloki.
It's a pleasure to be on the show.
It is always a pleasure to have you. So I'm going to start from Dr. Fego. How has social media transformed the way people behave generally? How do you think social media has transformed the way people behave generally, in your opinion?
Yeah, okay. Um, People are now more conscious about a lot of things that without social media they weren't really conscious about. Okay. Let me start from as simple as just having a conversation with your friends. Just sitting, that's if you still have the time, maybe sitting in the sitting room or wherever you are, and just having a conversation. Now, you are now conscious about what you say in that little gathering of friends because you don't know if somebody was actually doing a video just to record the moment, not necessarily to record what you were saying. Okay, so that there's that self-consciousness that has increased, heightened a lot because of social media. And then everybody wants everybody to know what's happening in their lives, the positives that are happening in their lives, and hardly whatever that is not so positive happening in their life. So social media, the behavior is now like people now and also now over conscious about how they behave, what they say. When I say how they behave, maybe if I was a very loud, carefree person, so because of social media and all that, I will now be very cautious and all that.
Yeah.
I think it just heightens the consciousness of people and wanting always that every time people see you always in a good light and there is nothing negative or bad
Exactly.
about
Even
you.
in church, you could just be praising God and dancing, and then you don't know who is recording you from the back, and all of a sudden you just go and see yourself on social media, and
Yeah, so the people
I
are
don't
now
get.
very conscious.
Yeah, that's crazy. Everybody, what do you think?
It has made life more easier for we. We don't have to travel so far to get information. We can just sit at the comfort of our home and get informations. We are able to communicate very easily with our friends instead of having to travel so far. It has made us. I think we now feel more open to expressing ourselves. Most times before we had the inclusion of social media, most people they're just born as an introvert. They don't know how to express their idea. They always keep their ideas to themselves. But with the availability of social media now, they can just come online and express themselves willingly without fear of intimidation or anything. Although there still is part of intimidation, but most times people who can express themselves vocally, they can't express themselves in the public place. When they go on social media, they feel much better, feel more capable of expressing themselves. Yes.
Do you think social media has made us more connected or more isolated? What impact do you think that's had on relationships?
Well, I think it has made us more isolated. Yes. Most times people now they just want to be on their phone. They can be indoors all day on their phone. They don't even want to have friends. They don't want to go out to see friends. They don't want to go out to places. They just want to stay indoors. Be on their phone scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and the rest of them all day. They don't mind. So I think that's made us more isolated, which has also this also has a very very big impact in our relationship. These days, people don't even value physical communication anymore. They feel like, okay, since I can always text you on social media, what's the point of seeing you? And it's a very, very bad thing. For relationship to grow very well, we need physical communication. So social media has really done bad in that aspect.
Good. During you were saying some people can just stay indoors. Some people is me. I am some people. So Dr. Fego, what do you think?
Mm. Okay, so it's two ways really, right? Um, for me, it can be more connected in the sense that the other day I was at a reunion of my first degree schoolmates, right? And most of us just continued our conversation like we've been seeing each other since. But the truth is, it's Facebook that has been updating us. Because I post on Facebook. Do you understand? So they know that I'm in this place, I'm in that place, or this is what project I'm working on. So they're able to ask me questions easily, and then we just gist. The same thing on their own pages. For those who are not very private, people who share, you are updated kind of with the social media. So I can say more connected. So I don't need to. Before, if we did see 15 years, like 15 years ago or so that I finished first degree, right? So the 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 person I'm gisting with, maybe we've not seen in the last 10 years. But we're able to just pick up like, hey, that your project in Sokoto, how did it go? Now what for you? It's the travel. So we just continue. So connected. Disconnected or far apart in the sense that people, even in the same house, spouses, right? You complain that you don't have time, Lagos traffic or whatever, and then you come back to your house after the day's work, the way we now relax. Before it was TV, where everybody will wait for Super Story or something, and the whole family watch Super Story, or Sunday Line or something like that, NTA, where they used to give plenty gist that is more than just news, right? The whole family gathered. Now, the family comes back home and mobile phone. Everybody's just like, we finish eating and everybody's just on their phone. The TV is still on, but we're not watching the TV. So we no more have things, except we become deliberate, right? So we now have that disconnection in close family relationships where I can be very comfortable in my room with my phone. Just, they now say I'm pressing phone. That's like a slang now, pressing phone. So we understand what the person is saying now. Do you understand? So that has now made us more disconnected or apart. But for the other part I said, so for people who are distant, far away, social media has helped us to still have that connection updated in our lives. But for those who are so close, nuclear family, siblings and all that, we now like everybody to your phone at the end of the day.
That's true. That's true. So we'll go on a break, and then when we come back, we're still going to be talking about the impacts of social media on society. We're still talking about the impact of social media on relationships and society. So, Dr. Fego, are there generational differences in the way social media impacts different age groups?
Yeah, I think so. The way you can't compare the way I would use social media and the way a group will use social media. So because from when I was born till maybe, I think I got my first phone when I was in 200 level. So I should be around 19 as at then. So I lived more than almost 20 years, 2 decades without. In fact, let us forget about it, because even the phone I got was the only thing you can do on it maybe is Facebook of call and SMS, right? You couldn't even, there was no Facebook. I couldn't use Facebook on it. I can't remember. But my point really is, you can't compare the way how to use social media and the way somebody who was born into it will use it. Do you understand? Somebody who, it's normal. It's part of their day. It's part of, like, when I wake up, when I grow, when I wake up in the morning, there's no phone to pick and check what's happening. Do you understand? When I wake up, the first thing I do is I stand up from the bed, maybe go and sleep, or do devotion or whatever. So, as an adult, what happens is I pick my phone when I think it's necessary. I just want to chill, right? But I think for the younger generation, because they used to, it's part of their day, right? They used to this technology and how it works. So anytime in fact, it can even be a job. That's why we actually have jobs that are social. You now have new job roles that the person's job is to be on social media.
Yes.
And they're making money from it, being influencers. So those things have come from this generation because it's something that they've grown with and they understand very well, and it's part of their life, right? For somebody like me, it's just like chilling or documenting my, like a diary for me, or just sharing because I'm in business, sharing my business to the outside world. But I think for the younger generation, it's part of their lifestyle and more like entertainment for them. Yeah.
Okay, I think she has said most of it all. The way we younger generations use social media, it's very, very different from the way the millennials or the older generations use it. We, for the younger generations, Gen Zs in particular, we are always on social media. We can spend 23 hours out of 24 hours to be on social media. That is how
For
much.
1 hour.
That is exactly. That is how often we can be on social media. But for the older generation, they barely have time for it. Just
Yeah.
probably when they are so stressed out and just want to relax, they just pick up
Yeah.
their phone, check out one or two things, and after 1 hour they're out of there.
1 hour is too
So
much.
it's
So
very,
someone
very,
says that
very
someone
different.
told me that the only time he gets to think about his life is when his phone is charging, and it's so dead that he cannot use it while charging. So you can imagine that it's more like, I think social media is for, especially for young people, it's an escape from the real world. You escape, and then you're in one kind of world, like you said, online is not the real world. But then the only time that we get brought back is either we've dropped our phones, or the phone is charging, or that's not a very wonderful way of doing things. So how do you think the younger and older generations can navigate the influence of social media, really, especially the younger generation?
So I think there has to be balance in everything, right? Once you understand that there has to be balance, number one, then then you now find a way to balance it. So you balance your life and how you use social media. Thank God we have phones that can tell you how long you're spending on different apps and whatever. You also have technology that can show you what the data you are spending on particular app. So if someone is doing this as their livelihood, where they earn their money from, no problem. Do you get? It's good. You are earning from it. But if it's not your full-time job and you feel like it's distracting you from your full-time job, you put timelines to say this is when I can use, this is when I cannot use, right? Measures. You have to put those measures in place and timelines out. You say, okay, this is when I can use it and when I cannot use it. Then you also have to decide exactly what you're achieving with social media, right? Um, like I said earlier, for me, I use it like a diary to document my story. That's why I don't delete. I don't think I've ever, except it's something wrong, I don't delete my old posts or whatever. You can see some people who have been on Instagram for like 4 years and they only have 20 posts.
Two pictures.
So it's obvious that they've deleted. Do you understand? But I don't, because it's like a diary to me. I see my journey, right? I can see when I was slim and whatever. Do you understand, to where I am now? The same thing with my YouTube. No matter how ugly and bad the audio or whatever of those videos are, I leave them there because I see growth. Do you understand? So that's why I'm using social media. Then my business, I have to sell, right? I have to be on those platforms to sell my business. So if you know why you are using social media, it also helps to help you define those timelines. So for some of us, again, it's just relaxation. So you want to just laugh and see how, like this whole jam, whatever that is happening,
Yeah.
right? For me, this happened at that jam or NYC that makes me laugh, especially on Twitter and on LinkedIn. For instance, that's why I've decided that I don't argue on social media because most of them are children. Like I did jam in year 2000 or something. No. Year 2000. Because no. Yes, no, year 2000, because that's the year I graduated from secondary school. So, and then it was hard. So some people are now posting, the other day I saw people posting their UTME result, like the one they did it online. So you did the exam online. And I'll be wasting my energy to argue with you. Child, you're a child now. Do you understand? So that's another advantage we should talk about. It brings everybody together.
Yes,
I can
and
talk to the
levels
president.
everybody.
Yeah. So, but we need to use it to our advantage. That's why I said purpose. Why are you using it? So sometimes I'm just there to laugh and chill. This person even get sense or whatever. Just this is what's happening. Get updated. So if you know why you're using social media, and it's not your full-time job, then you should look for a way to put a time to when you use it.
So talking about social media giving you an escape from real life, there's some people that on a normal day they cannot even stand in front of you. to even not to even talk more of opening their mouth. They can't stand in
Yeah,
your
I think
presence.
something like just
And then
it's kind of related to what you're saying
yes,
about
and then they are
like the
arguing with
introverts.
you, calling you out online, and you're like, when did all this one
No,
start?
and then you now find out that the person just posted in camp, NYC camp. I'm like, God, do you know when I left NYC camp? And yeah, so it's an equal space, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, it brings everybody together, but you need to know why you're there. There are people who that's what they're doing. That's their purpose for being there. So they're just looking for, and they will make it as
Yes,
influencers.
Daniel
Remember, there's a
Reader.
job. There's a job. I wanted to call it, but you just look for what to say that is off. And you know that it will gather. So it's a strategy. So you need to, if you're going to be on social media and you're investing so much, your data, MTN is chopping your money or whoever is chopping your money for data. And you're just saying, you're just laughing, watching. Come on. You're wasting your investment. Use it for
Yes,
something that will
let's be creating content.
be an advantage to you.
You know, Ebuba, what do you think?
Okay, I think one major way to mitigate its negative effects, and one of the negative effects is spending a lot of time on social media. And I feel a way to mitigate that effect is creating a schedule for your social media time. If you find yourself spending 6 hours on social media, 7 hours on social media, you should try and create a schedule that says, okay, once it's 1 hour 30 minutes, I should be out of social media, and I should try to stick to it. I think that will help to reduce that negative effects of staying long on social media.
Another way, I think maybe some social media handles or Instagram, Facebook can just adapt it. If you spent more than the number of hours you're supposed to be online, they should log you out automatically.
I think Twitter is beginning to do that. Yes, now on Twitter, there's a new rule on Twitter that after like 400 tweets after viewing 400 tweets, you won't be able to see tweet again.
That's like a business decision. They want you to get the blue mark.
Yeah.
So, but I think
it
another
also
thing, I
helps.
think it has been resolved though. I don't think it's still there.
I don't know,
They
Sha.
had a glitch, but the guy was, I think some people say the guy was just using that as a distraction while they solved the problem.
Okay, so I think all those people should get that, or maybe there's a way you can even set it on your phone. Yeah, it can just log you out.
There are some phones that do that. Just set a timer.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to say that another thing you can do is to ensure that your data is off when you don't want to be online. Sometimes some of us make the mistake of leaving our data on. So that there's a temptation of when you hear the alert, that notification, you can burn for some time, but when you hear it, you want to see what is there. And when you have heard the WhatsApp message, right, and you get there to check, the next thing, maybe give yourself 30 minutes. You see that you're already in Instagram.
Yes.
You left WhatsApp.
Just when they
Now you
check.
went to your yes. The reason you put on your data self was to go and check a message or send a message on WhatsApp. But from there, you go to Facebook, you go to
Talk to me directly.
you follow like
I'm
already.
the kind of person that I never turn off my data except my battery is low. Because I feel like me being online brings money for me. I don't know. I could just get an opportunity. Someone text me and say, "Lucky, what's up? Can you do this for me? I'm going to pay so amount." But I'm not online. I'll miss that opportunity. So I always leave my data on sometimes. But it's also a negative, has a negative effect on me.
So if on your phone too, you can there are notifications you can put off.
Yeah.
You can put off your Twitter notification and all that. But those platforms are also business platforms where people can send messages to. Yeah.
So, but if you're struggling with addiction to social media, I think Facebook, Instagram can just help us. If you spent a number of hours, they log you out, and then your phone will spray hot oil on your face so that you don't go back again. Anyway, thank you for watching today's episode of this show. You can agree with me that this show is always exciting and informative. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and then click on the notification button so that you get notified every time I post a video. You can also send me a comment on what you think on any of the episodes. Until I come your way again next week, it's bye for now.